Hi there, it's Melissa and I'm really happy to be back with you at the Scrappery today. I'm making a traveller's notebook today and I'm using my Jade kit. This will probably be my last project with this kit. I'm still waiting for my Bell kit to arrive. I had this piece of Simple Stories posh paper left over, and as you can see I've only used a small piece out of the top right corner. Now this whole project is inspired by a video that Dearly D put up. She's another Kiwi scrapbooker, and she had a video on how to make traveller's notebooks. She gave the dimensions and she also showed how she bound them, which was with staples, but I'm going to be using my sewing machine. So this is totally not my idea at all. I know there's lots of videos and probably tutorials out there for making these, but I just wanted to show you how I decided to jump right in, and rather than purchase one, which I think I'd have to order online here in New Zealand, I decided to make my own. So I've just used printer paper, and I think I had 4 sheets of printer paper. The height of the printer paper, or the width, is perfect, and the dimensions of this book are 21 by 11 centimeters. So I've used clips to hold the cover in place, and I've stitched with my sewing machine. I stitched it so that it was heart side up, or pattern paper side up, and that way I had the the front of the stitching on the spine of the book. And you know when you turn over and you get the other side, like the side you're not meant to see, well, that will appear in the middle of the notebook, if that makes sense. So here I've got my ruler and I just measured the 11 centimeters, and I've got a sore wrist. It's my right hand, so this was quite hard, but all I did was I did exactly what Dearly D did, and she just kept cutting until all the bits were cut away. Now you could make this with any weight of paper you wanted. You could use thicker paper than this. I just used what was on hand. You could put pattern paper in. You could make it like a junk journal, which I think I'm going to do for my next one, and add different types of papers in here. So here I'm showing you what's left of my scraps from my kit, or papers that are left from my kit, and I was wanting to do a title page for this album. Now if you'd seen my sneak on Instagram yesterday, you're probably wondering why I called the album How She Sleeps 2017. So I'm not including any photos in this album today, but I thought I'd just explain to you that our third child, she went into a big girl bed from her cot, I think a little bit after she turned 2, and because she's really little and the bed's really big, and it takes a while for children to learn how to sleep in a big bed, they end up in all sorts of funny positions in the bed. And what I've been doing is, before I go to bed every night, is I'll go and check her, and then sometimes I have to move her back into position, and she's even been known to have fallen out of the bed and be asleep on the floor. And also one of our cats goes and sleeps in there with her as well, and so there's been some like quite funny sights of her in her bed, and I've been taking photos of them. And rather than do a separate scrapbook page for each one, because I have 4 children now, I also do an album for myself and a family album. There are piles of layouts and albums everywhere, so I think if it's a story that doesn't need its own page, I think that a traveller's notebook is a really good idea to group all the photos and stories together. You could also do this in pocket pages or another type of mini album, but I just wanted to give this a go. So here I'm decorating the cover. I'd used the stickers from the kit and I've stitched them all down because it is the cover of the notebook and I don't trust them just to stick there forever. My kids love looking at mini albums that I make. Brielle, who this album is about, she's even taken one of her favourite albums. She calls it her book, and it's a little trip that we did, and she has it in her bedroom. So that's how well loved and looked at the albums are that I make. So I'm having a Tombow battle again as usual. I'm coming to the end of this bottle, I think, and that's why it's a bit clogged up. So I'm just using a drawing pin to unclog it. I don't usually have that problem if it's full. I've just got a doily from the Lily kit, the first kit that we had in this design team term, and I've just layered it underneath the title, and I've added little dots of glue on all of the, I don't know what you'd call the edge of a doily, but each of the curved scalloped parts. And now I'm wanting to do a little bit of detail on the inside cover. So as you can see, it's that quite a sort of a peachy orange colour, and I'm using one of these cut apart cards that came in the Pretty Little Kit, the Project Life kit, and it says these are the moments to remember forever. And so I'm adhering that with some double-sided tape, and I just use the lines to line it up. I think they're straight, slightly not straight, but anyway, it's in the center. And then I'm using a little piece of washi on the top and bottom, and it's got stars on it. Now, if I'd thought about this, I wouldn't have put it on the bottom because I'm about to cover it. I did think about fussy cutting out the camera on that Happy Snaps card, but then I looked through what I've got left from the cut-aparts, and they're from Cocoa Vanilla Studio. I forgot to mention that before. And I've just got this little label with a beautiful floral around the edge, and I'm just going to offset it and do some journaling on there. And what my journaling says is sweet photos I've captured of Brielle sleeping in her big girl bed. And so what I'll do is print them quite small, these photos. Some are taken on my phone, some are taken on my DSLR. It depended whatever I had at the time. They're really sweet photos, and I will do a walkthrough of this album, probably on my own channel, if I'm not using all Scrappery product in this album. So now I just added a bee on that heart for Brielle, and I'm hoping it'll stay put just with the adhesive that's on those stickers. And that is my album. So I really enjoyed making this. It's a little bit different for me, and I'm quite excited about the different sized canvas that I'll be working with. I did add 3 of the turquoise gems, and here are some close-ups. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope I've inspired you to create your own traveller's notebook. I'll have a link to Dealy D's video below. Take care.